Hello, everyone. Good to see everybody tonight. Let me know how I sound and how I look. I'm curious. Jones and I were busy working on something today that didn't turn out as well as I hoped it would, but hey, you know, things go. And let's see who is here that I can see. I see Lack Sivarak here. Hey, Lack, how's it going? Good to see you. Uh, let's see here. Boom. There he is. And figuratively speaking, has joined me. Hello there, sir. Good to see you. And moving on down the list here, let's see who else has shown up. Oh, great community here. Yeah, and I don't know about a good show, but I'm going to try, guys. Yeah, and I love the community as well. And Toy Mama has shown up. Good to see you, Toy Mama. Gojatron's here. Yeah, I'm too old to try something new too. Apparently, it's not working out well for me. Joneser finally showed up. He went in the wrong studio, but at least he found the right one. And there's the lone Joneser rides again, says Johnny Sorensen. And moving on down, remember to hit the like button for Big Bad Bill. Thank you there, Lack Sivrak. Appreciate that. Mike Fee is in the house. All Music Fan 88 here. Good to see you. Moving on down, here's somebody I haven't seen in a while. Let's try something different. Not too many women asked me this before. Pop actor Rick in the house. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, Pop actor. Miss Jamie's here. Hey, Jamie, how's it going? Ocean Breeds Salty in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see if I got caught up. Daniel Carhoon in here. Hey, Daniel, how's it going? Good to see you. All right. That gets everybody. So I guess it's time to get the old Joneser in the room. So let's go ahead and get Joneser started here.
What's up, everybody? It's Joneser, your favorite comic book guy. So let's do this.
Good evening, my friend. I found the right place. I'm here. I made it.
Yeah, I got worried there for a minute. I didn't know where you were. And then I said, well, hell, I'm just going to start the show. Either he'll show up or he won't.
I figured it out at the last second like I always do.
Absolutely, man. We were going to try something new tonight, and that didn't work out as well as I wanted it to, especially because we didn't have enough real time to test it. Those members who showed up in the member only live stream, test live stream, thank you so much for helping us out. We appreciate that. If it wasn't for you guys, we would be on the show acting a fool with everything screwing up with us. So we've got to work some bugs out before I can stream directly from the OBS deck into for the show. So in the meantime, we're going to fall back to StreamYard once again and let it do a lot of the work for us. Radical Toys is in the house. I took your advice, Jones. We ordered Terminator Resistance. Can't wait to try it, he says.
He will not regret that decision.
And All Music Fan 88 says, oh, Rick is here. Jeez, just kidding, Rick. Glad to see you in the chats again. Well, I'm glad to see Rick in the chats again, too. And I have to say this, Rick. I've got something that I've got packaged up and ready to go in the mail to you, but I have not had a chance to get it to the post office. It's going to have to go by international mail, which means that I've got to go to the correct post office with people who are competent. The one that's in my town, I am not going to because I don't know whether it'll get to you or not. That woman does not know what she's doing. So when I get over to a post office with the girl in it that I know that can do the job, I will get your package out to you. You may get it after the first of the year. So I apologize for that, buddy. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was in the mail. Scared. Yeah, no, don't worry. When I get that thing ready, I'll have a tracking number for you, Rick, and I will send you that tracking number by DM, and then you can track it all the way to your doorstep, brother. But it is on its way. And I will say this: I went on a toy hunt today, I have not cut the video for it yet because I got too busy doing other things this afternoon, basically trying to figure out some things to do with OBS. And I've got, I'd say a quarter of the way there. Wouldn't you say, Jones? Or
Yeah, that's tricky business. We'll work the bugs out though, and we want to present the show in the best quality we can. And this just wasn't ready to launch tonight.
Absolutely. And but if anybody wants a freaking Moss Man, they're added even more Moss Men. There's a colony of Moss Men living in my Walmart now. I can't remember how many I counted, but it was like 8 or 9 Moss Men sitting on the shelf at Walmart. And if anybody needs a Moss Man, let me know. Rick, if you want a Moss Man, I'll buy one for you, and I'll eat the shipping on it if you'll buy the figure. And I'll repackage that and repackage the whole deal that I got set up for you. I think there's probably room in that box for an awesome Moss Man. Question for Joneser. What's your thoughts on X-Men? Do you like the toys, 90s cartoon comics?
Yes, and yes. For sure. I love 90s X-Men. In fact, I'm looking at those Marvel Legends X-Men 97 toys.
Mm-hmm.
And those probably got a little bit of my money.
I bet. By the way, Joneser, getting off topic just for a second here. I did reboot this computer, and it helped quite a bit with some problems we were having earlier. So
well,
probably should have.
There we go. Step in the right direction.
Yeah, I probably should have done that before we tried that test live stream, but hindsight 2020, all that shit.
Sure.
Well, thank you, Mike. I think you're awesome. Pop Actor Rick saying, Mike, you got to help me sell some of my figures elsewhere, not eBay. They charged me for nothing. Oh, speaking of eBay, we've got something for you guys here in just a few minutes. Just keep that. Put a pin in that, Joneser.
Will do.
Let's see. Bill, I already got a Mossy, but thank you. That means a lot. You're welcome, sir. Moss Man is a great figure. I love mine. It still smells like pine. Is that your vintage figure you mean? Because I don't think the new one does have a smell to it, but it doesn't smell like that little pine tree air freshener. That's what I think it needs to smell like. Bought some of those 97 X-Men as well when I pulled the trigger on the line. So there you go. He's going to get some. I was going to show something today, tonight, but I didn't get it in the mail today. So it'll be next week before I can even get that. But we're going to do a video and everything on it. I'm not going to really. The only hint I will give you is the initials PDD. That is the only thing that I'm going to give you as a on that. Don't spill the beans, Joneser. Pop Actor Rick says, smell it all. Stinkor didn't have a scent to him either, did he?
He did, but it didn't smell like the original one. The original one smelled like patchouli oil. In fact, that's what I've done. Like, I've sold vintage Stinkors, and if you got one that's dead, doesn't smell, rub some patchouli oil on that thing, put it out in the sun. That sucker will smell.
Well, just don't do what Hebrew did and stuff it full of cotton and then pour like a half a bottle of patchouli in it.
That might have been a touch of overkill, but it was entertaining.
I would think. Lack's got a sick cub over there at the mothership, so he'll be in and out of chat. That's perfectly all right, Lack. We know what's going on. And he's got nothing but respect for everyone here. We respect you, sir. All Music Fan 88 says he hasn't opened his yet, so he don't know. All right.
Box collector.
Yeah. Mike Fee says 90s X-Men were great, but 70s were awesome. He's talking comics at this point.
Yeah, 70s was the best for the comics, I think. But I see it. I'm a Chris Claremont fan, so it's like it's hard to see it any other way.
Got to get the exact scent from Mossy. I know Stinkor is patchouli, but Moss Man, not so sure. I'm thinking the green pine tree air freshener that used to hang from the mirror of our cars.
That's what it invokes in my mind.
His wife was mad when he did do that. Yeah, talking about Hebrew. Yeah, she made him seal that thing in a plastic bag and take it out.
Probably stunk up the whole house.
He did stink up the whole house, and it pissed his wife off.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, it is hilarious. His wife's allergic too, so he had to hide Stinkor from her.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
That is hilarious. All right, guys. I want to show something to you guys real quick. Now, I'm not going to show the whole thing. I'm just going to show select parts of this. But Joneser had an epic rant, and his gears got ground pretty damn good recently on his channel. When you guys get a chance, I'm hoping this will give you a little taste of what is to come. Go over there and watch this. Not only is it funny as hell, but there's some good information in there, Joneser, and we appreciate that information. And it's all about our favorite place. So I'm going to play this to give you a little bit of bait there to head over to Joneser's channel and watch this show. All right, here we go. Check this out.
What's up, everybody? It's Joneser, your favorite comic book guy here. And we're going to do a little something different now. We're doing a new show. It's called The Grinding of the Gears. In case you're wondering what the grinding of the gears is, as a comic book fan, as a toy collector, as a hobbyist, there's always something to complain about. Some of us geeky people, we tend to have a reputation for being difficult to please. Worst YouTuber ever. So he grinds my gears. You know what irritates me? You know what really gets under my skin? There's nothing worse than Evil Bay. So here we are in Evil Bay. Now, we should love Evil Bay, right? This should be like our favorite thing. I mean, look, it has all the geeky things I've ever wanted. Look at these prices. $300, $350, $385. I mean, does that really go for that? Is that what these are? So these don't really go for that. So how you find that out is you go to the sold here, and now look at that. Holy crap, did that change fast. That's the real price, baby. I sent out an offer $50.
Worst offer ever.
And you know what happened? You'll never guess what happened. You know what happened? None of them took it. eBay is stupid. Rant over.
Through that video, but I just cut the best bits out to try to hook people.
I hope people catch up some of my future rants. I think it's going to be fun. I mean, it's a fine line trying to be funny and be negative, but not be too negative. But I mean, that's real stuff. Like you saw in real time, me go through eBay, really punch the buttons in front of you and show you how to price things, how to check a sold price, how to gauge the information. So you don't have to be an idiot on eBay.
Well, there's some idiots selling stuff on eBay. That's for sure. eBay is brutal at times. It pays off to do some searching. And Mike feel like that. Well, if you like that, there's more. There's way more than that over there on Joneser's place. OBS says she never got anything from eBay. Pop Actor says eBay Canada shipping is less than $100 now on everything. I don't know why it went so high. I don't either. I mean, shipping is ridiculous, especially when you're talking international shipping just to Canada or Mexico. It's ridiculous. And Studio. Well, let me try this, Studio. Can you guys see that? Probably not in my window here. Let me big and me.
There you go.
Sue Studio has posted a Weirdos Digger icon because she is a channel member. Thank you, Sue Studio. I appreciate that. And she says hello to us. All right. Yeah, I've got a new plug-in here in the OBS so that when I do stream directly out of the deck here, I can at least show the chat on the screen like I kind of do in StreamYard. So right now, since I've got Joneser on and the test earlier today didn't go as planned, it was a little choppy there.
You know what though, Bill? You got some of the greatest people around you though, because you had some friends in there that could help test things out, and they're really kind of part of the team as well. You know, when you get these guys help like that.
Absolutely. Channel members, you are part of the team. You are part of the show. So if you are not yet a channel member, for as low as $4.99 a month, you can become a channel member and you can be part of the team. We have special live streams, especially for you guys. We have special content, especially for you guys. And most of this content is available to Patreons too, but the live streams, not so much. But if you really want to be part of the channel and get special member only live streams, you have to be a channel member to do that. And I appreciate everybody who has supported me. Go ahead, Joneser.
Now, what'd you say the price was for being channel member?
$4.99.
Why, that is less than the price of a cup of coffee. I didn't know if everybody knew, but you could support the channel in other ways. You know, we do some merch here. You can get a weird, fantastic shirt. You can get a weird, fantastic mug, and all that goes to help Bill get a better internet connection, better computer, better parts, better everything.
Become a member today. Like, subscribe, share, get notifications when Bill is live. Thank you, Mike. Absolutely. And yes, I do have merch available. A lot of people have not taken advantage of that, like me and Joneser have. I know I Like Salt, I think, did take advantage of that. Here is the merch overlay. If you want to head over to my spread shop, that is the link there. Weird fantastic toy adventure .myspreadshop.com. I wish I could make a better URL than that, but that's the best I could do with my weird channel name.
It's a weird, fantastic HMR bill or whatever the heck it is.
Yes. What kind of computer do you need? Like that Meta PC, the quartering? Yes, pretty much, but not quite that powerful and that expensive. I know Sir Clifton went and spent about $3,000 over at Skytech Gaming to get him one, but it's going to cost me over $1,000. I know Grindhead was telling me I could probably get something that would work for $600. Do we want something that works, or do we want something that screams, Joneser?
Dude, I only spent probably $1,000 on mine, and I think
$1,000 is probably what my goal is. What I'm doing right now, for those of you who are patrons or channel members, so you know where your money's going. When I cash out the money, it goes into a savings account. When that savings account reaches a certain amount of money, I'm going to take that money and purchase something that will do the job. And most of my problem is not necessarily my internet speed. My internet speed is just a good deal, not a whole good deal, but right at where it needs to be for me to stream at the way I do it. But when my computer when the fan comes on this laptop, I know I'm pushing my limits. Let's put it that way.
Right. You know, and with what you need in a setup, Bill, like we were talking earlier, you'd probably just need some RAM, a middle of the road graphics card. That'd probably be over the moon.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Every time I see this cross, I think of Triple H's cross logo. Yeah, that's He-Man's Maltese cross there. And Triple H, I think, used that same Maltese cross. So, yeah.
He did. Or similar, anyway.
Pretty much. Pop Actor says OBS can get herself a Commodore 64. I think I have one of those in a closet around here somewhere.
Are those even playable?
If you can hook them to a TV, if you got the right connector, I mean, you can use it. I don't know what you can use it for.
Right.
And OBS said she had one and it was fun. Back in the day, they were fun. Pop Actor only had an Atari. An Atari computer, there was 400 and 800, if I'm not mistaken, home computers. And then there was, of course, the old tried and true gaming system.
Well, gaming had its burst in the 70s, and then it died, and then it came back hard in the 80s, and it never went away again.
I was hoping Bill would purchase an exotic swimming pool in the shape of a $, only if I had that kind of money, and I do not. I am broke. I'm so broke I can't even cry.
$sign pool, that'd be cool.
It would be. You'd have to be a pimp daddy.
Yeah.
Did I let something loose? I think
you may have.
Time to play the game. Had an Atari 5200 and then a Nintendo.
And that is correct. That is how you're supposed to do that. No Commodores, no ColecoVision, none of that. You throw that stuff away.
I had an uncle who had Pong, and that's all it was. Yeah. And
it was fun for about 5 minutes.
Had two controllers with a little dial on them. Still have the Atari 2600. Now you can still buy the Atari 2600. I think I saw the Atari 2600 for sale a couple of years ago in a Walgreens store, and it comes pre-installed with all the cartridge games in it.
Not all of them, but you get enough of them to play with. I may know somebody who has one in his basement on the other side of this computer.
Would his name be Lyric?
Yep.
How did I guess? Pong, you could still see it when you slept. Well, if you left it on for too long, it would burn into your TV screen. You remember doing shit like that? I do.
I remember waking up to that rainbow pattern on the TV and that nice little song it plays like, while you're trying to sleep.
Yeah. It was just a panel and a wire and the knobs. Yeah. Freaking Pong. Well, today it's been an interesting day. We tried out some stuff that didn't work, and then Joneser ranted about eBay. Let's go back to eBay for a minute, Joneser.
Yes, sir.
Tell us more about eBay and some of the things that you enjoy about it, and some of the things that just irk the shit out of you.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I like to buy, sell, trade. So you would think I'd really like this place, right? Because, I mean, this is where business is done. You buy and you sell and you trade and you're trying to make money, play the game, do the thing. Well, that's actually the worst place in the world to do that because they call it fee-bay for nothing. They take but here's the thing, though. You'll never get that many looks on your auction or on the thing you're selling. I mean, go try that on Facebook or wherever, I mean, eBay gets people looking at it. So you get a better chance to sell the thing, but then you get feed half to death to do it, where you almost got to overprice the thing to even make any money. And then you get mad at it if things are all blown up in price on eBay, but that's kind of just the way the game's played.
Well, let me ask you a question there, Joneser, since you're talking about fee-bay. In your experience, do you offer the free shipping?
See, to me, that's a scam in itself. And I'll tell you why. What I like to do is when I'm a seller, I like to try to calculate things to the best of my ability and charge as such. So like say, do y'all lose me?
Yeah, your camera just died for a minute there. I've had that happen before.
Well, I don't know how much of that you got, but I charge the shipping. I try to do my best guess, and I don't try to like make money on the shipping. Like I've seen where like you could do a sell. You can look at the. I don't know if people know that. But you can look at the tracking and see what the person paid for the shipping label. So, like, say I charged you $17 shipping, and the label really only cost me $10, and I pocket $7. People don't like that, so you shouldn't try to do that. And then you offer free shipping. Well, are you really getting free shipping, or did I just increase the price $17 so I could ship it for free? It's all just a scam. And some people are honest and some people are dishonest, and you got to freaking weed them out.
I usually try to filter it by the best price plus shipping. Sometimes it's the free shipping that comes up, and most of the time it's not. A lot of times
Shipping
the
ain't
guys,
cheap.
no,
Shipping ain't
it's
cheap.
not.
If you're not Walmart or Target or somebody that's buying in bulk and can get a rate, or like Amazon, people like that move a lot of boxes. They do a little better on the shipping than people like you and me or small businesses. Can't get that bargain discount by selling or shipping in volume.
Pop actor Rick saying he thinks that seller's profit on shipping says 45, probably cost him 15, pocketed 30.
You can look up that information, I believe, if they send it priority mail or USPS or however it is. I think you can look up and see what the tag cost.
How much does eBay take? And YouTube's takes 30%. That's correct, OBS. YouTube takes 30% of all my super chats, takes 30% of all my membership fees, everything I got, 30%. The way I'm going to make money is not necessarily through memberships and super chats at first. I mean, you can make a lot of money on super chats, but that's if people are actually super chatting you and super chatting you not just $5 at a time, but 50 and 30 and ignorant amounts like that I can't afford, and I don't expect anybody in here to actually afford. However, when I get monetized to the point where I'm in the partnership program for the ads are where the money's at. The ads are where you get a monthly paycheck from YouTube instead of having to wait until you build up $100. If people are watching your videos, you got to have the right RPM to get that money. But you get a load more money after you get the ads going than you do just out of just pure memberships and super chats. But they take 30% of all of that.
That's everything. That's a business. eBay, they take their chunk when you make your sale. And if you bought something, they take their chunk from the guy you bought it from.
eBay takes a percentage of the total, including shipping. It stopped a lot of folks' BS on shipping. No more dollar auction 99 shipping on a 100 gram item. Yeah, I used to know a guy that he did that because at one time when you filtered it by best price, not best price plus shipping, right?
Yeah. Well, and
He was,
Johnny's got a point here because he's talking international shipping, I believe, and international shipping, eBay is awesome. They make it so easy for the seller because they just do it.
mm-hmm.
They've taken care of it.
I agree. OBS 30 is a little much. I think anything over 20% is usury rates. But hey, but the thing is, I knew a guy, and he was a piece of crap, and he owned a magic store in Memphis. Not my buddy that owned the magic store, but a different one. Trick or Treat was the name of the store. And he did a lot of eBay auctions because he had a lot of crap and he really didn't keep his store open that much. So he's going to make money, right? So he has 30, 45, $50 items on eBay for sale for $1. And people would buy that shit. And the next thing they know, they're getting charged $50 to $100 shipping on it. And his shipping rate was probably $5 at the time.
So you got to read the fine print. You hear these horror stories of people like buying a PlayStation 5 box, and they thought they were buying a PlayStation 5, but they bought a PlayStation 5 box.
Mm-hmm.
For
Yeah,
maybe $200, and thinking they're getting a PlayStation 5.
I can remember a lot of that going on as well. And I think now if you're selling a box only, you have to put it in the title, box only.
They do, and people still buy them. And then complain later.
As toy collectors, I can understand buying a box. You may have the item, you just want the box to put it in.
Correct. How many Castle Grayskull box or Snake Mountain box? We're not thinking you're crazy. But I mean, for something that just came out a couple years ago, that's insane.
Yeah, it is insane. Pop Actor says when eBay started, I remember these days where you'd send them a money order by mail, and you'd have to wait for the snail mail money order to get there, and then hope that they put your item in the mail and send it back to you. That was before they partnered with PayPal. They actually bought PayPal. Didn't eBay own PayPal for a little while?
I don't know, but I can just say that that's what you're paying for when you go on eBay. You're paying for the convenience. I couldn't sell anything internationally if it weren't for doing it on eBay, because they just will take care of that. There's a lot of I don't know. eBay's a crazy place.
As an eBay seller, you can answer her better than I can, because I don't sell shit on eBay. I haven't done it in years. Although I do have a seller account there. I had to open it in order to get something straightened out with them one time. Do you get your money back easy? How do they know anyone can just lie?
They got a pretty good, sort out arguments or whatever. If you complain or whatever, file a complaint. They do pretty good investigation. I'd say they're fair, but the problem is I think they're sided towards the buyer, and the burden of proof suddenly comes on the seller instead of the buyer. But they're getting better about getting post office fraud and stuff like that. Those pictures are taken of them. Tracking numbers are provided. Those things are going by miles a second on different things. They know what's going on with it. You can't just say you sent it and not send it.
Right. It's not as bad as it was back in those bad old days that Rick is talking about here. But one of the reasons why I will not sell on eBay is because it's not balanced anymore when it comes to disputes. The buyer is always right and the seller is always wrong. And if you're trying to run a selling account, kind of like you are there, Joneser, sure. I feel like the chance of you losing money as a result of a dishonest buyer is much greater than it should be.
I've never had a problem, and I'll tell you why. The burden of proof goes on the seller, right? Well, that item is photographed, then that item is put in a box, then that box is photographed, and then that little tracking number deal, I sent that to eBay or whatever, it's provided, it's there, and then it goes to the post office. So someone has to prove to me that they didn't get it from there, or it's on the post office insurance.
Here's something as well. What if you get ripped off by a porch pirate? Well, that's your fault, and that's sad to say.
It is, because it's not anybody's job to provide you security. Not me, not Amazon, not Walmart, not anybody.
No, if that package shows that it was delivered, by God, it was delivered. The post office delivered it. If you didn't get it because somebody stole it off your doorstep before you got home, there's ways around that. You can buy this container that's got a lock on it that packages can be put into by the mailman, and they'll be happy to put them in there for you. And that stops that. The other thing that you can do, you can wrap up a box of dog shit and put it on your porch and leave it for the porch pirates to get. That might stop it. There's lots of things you can do, but as far as eBay goes, I would think that if the item showed delivered, then you're going to win that case, right, Joneser?
I haven't had any experience in that really. I've never had the worst thing I can say that's happened to me. I bought a Dick Tracy book and it was the glue and the binding of the book to the hardcover was separated, and the guy, he took pictures the guy that sold it to me on Evil Bay. He took pictures and he claimed to have every picture of the book in its condition, but funnily enough, he's got the front cover, he's got the back cover, he's got it open, but he does not have a clear picture of the binding, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he said he did when we were disputing it, and I ultimately went to the post office because he claimed that they damaged the book. They frisbeed it, they Ace Ventura'd it down the hall, they broke the book from the binding. So I don't care. I either want my money back, want the value of the book back in difference, or I'll send it back to him.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure it out from there. The post office didn't touch it. They said, "Oh, it's not handled." No, they don't do that. They don't throw your package.
Oh, of course not.
And then they said, "Do you have proof that someone threw the package? Do you have the packaging? Does it look dented? Does it look do you have the original packaging?" Apparently, if you take in an item and say the post office damaged it, you need to keep the original packaging to present as your proof that this was damaged because the packaging it came in be damaged.
So why can't I just take it and stomp it and then take it in there and say, okay, this is what it looked like when I got it?
You absolutely could. I am not suggesting anyone out there do that.
No.
But, yeah, you absolutely could. I didn't provide the packaging because it got sent in a bubble mailer. So what happened when I opened it?
You ripped
that
it
thing away.
Yeah, and so you didn't have any proof or anything.
No.
Well, yeah. Watch videos on that stuff. People just walk up and tell you that porch piracy is real, Jack. Have it delivered to your local post office saver. You can do that. You can, if you have a post office box, it's the best. That's what I have. I have a post office box. If you're not willing to send something to a post office box, then I'm not willing to buy from you. And yes, you can FedEx and UPS stuff to a post office box. It's called UPS SurePost. Did you know that, Joneser?
I did not.
Yeah. I don't know how much it costs. But if you UPS an item, you can do UPS SurePost. And what happens is UPS takes it all the way to the nearest post office, to the UPS station closest to you. And they take it to the post office and drop it off at the post office. It goes to the distribution center and down to your post office. It takes about a day after they get it to the UPS office nearest to you.
I usually just use priority, and I'll tell you why. I hate having to go to a different place to mail my stuff. If I mail it UPS, and you got to go there, or you got to pick it up from there, or whatever the heck have you. You know what I mean? And to me, priority, it's usually the cheapest rate, and I can just walk down the street and drop it off. Convenience to me, and like I said, most of the time it's the cheapest rate anyway.
And there is Sir Clifton. Let me do something real quick, John. Entertain them for a minute.
Oh boy. Oh, what am I gonna do? Okay, I'm put on the spot here. So should we tell a joke, sing a song? What do we do? We want a story? Let me know in the comments. Let's see. What do we got? You don't want to hear me sing. How about a puppet show?
Yes, they do.
Sing a song. No, we don't want to do that. See, no singing. Being an eBay connoisseur is a pain in the butt, just like I try to say in the video. But yeah, I can say good things about eBay too. It's the best place to get the ads or the eyes on the prize. It's the best place to find things. You can find anything on there. You got a holy grail item you want, one of a kind. Say you want the blank figure from the Dick Tracy line. They got one on there, $5,000. Only the difference will be they actually go for that. Want a Fantastic Four #1? They had one on there for a while. I want to say it was $60,000. If you had it.
$60,000 for Fantastic Four #1. Is that a good price or a bad price? Tell
for that condition, it was a good price.
Hello there, Pop Actor. Good seeing you, my friend, says Sir Clifton. I just sent Sir Clifton an invite. You may come on the show with that screaming machine of yours. Hey George, what's going on, man? Good to see you. We're doing okay. We're just ranting about eBay, the evil bay, the bay of evil. And thank you there, Mike, for putting out Joneser's link. Put Sir Clifton's up there too, if you would be so kind.
Definitely give Jared a subscribe.
I had a bad experience with eBay where I bought a tablet and the screen was broken. I've heard this story before. And eBay didn't do anything to help. And the seller, who was in California, didn't do anything to replace it.
That's got to be the worst dispute I've ever heard.
How long ago was that? The first question I would ask. And things have gotten a little better on that one, to the point where you probably would have gotten your money refunded to you, and sent the broke thing back to him, whether he wanted you to or not.
You know what ended up happening in my situation with the book is I just accepted the book with the damage, and he just gave me like $10 off or $5 off or whatever it was, and so he ate it a little and I ate it a little because we figured that was the cheapest route where everybody'd be happy.
The post office is free for us. It requires ID of the name on the box before it's handed to you. Okay. Our post office isn't free. That's for damn sure. You have to pay for your box and you have to pay to ship.
I print my own label. I print my own label right here. So I print the label and then I bring it to the post office with the label already on it. All they got to do is take it from me. And they give me a receipt.
What else is grinding the gears?
Oh boy. See, these are the kind of things write themselves. But what I did for that one is that just once a week I'll have a rant about something. And that week it was that eBay moment. Next week we'll see what it'll be. We'll cut the video. Maybe I'm checking out nerd groups on Facebook, or maybe we're trying to find a toy at retail. Walmart shipping. I mean, come on, what else could a nerd rant about?
I can rant about Walmart shipping. I think I already have in a live stream earlier this week. My freaking horse came from China in a goddamn bag. And arrived with the head broken off on it. I'm going to do a video with Skeletor in the bed, and he raises the cover up, and the goddamn horse's head looking at him in there.
It's like The Godfather. How funny.
I always have Golden Girl lyrics in my head.
Thank you for being a friend.
No, Golden Girl is a classic. You blasphemer.
It is. It's one of the best songs ever.
Mom and Jennifer and Dad say hello. We're on our way back home. We just drove out of town to Oklahoma to see the Festival of Lights. Okay, so he's not going to be here as a result of that. Well, I did send you an invite, so I understand why you're not going to come in. That's cool, man. We get it. Have fun at the Festival of Lights. Right. I used to play TV themes on piano so many good times. Oh, boy, we need to get a band together, don't we? I can't play anything but a radio, though. I was a cool teen. Married with Children was my show, not grandparents' TV show, The Golden Girls. Thank you, Pop Actor.
Yeah,
Can't wait for the
that
rent.
girl went into the shoe store today. I shoot her size 87 poof into the boot. Oh, Al Bundy was the man. He had the greatest, most offensive man ever on television. He was awesome.
Mhm. Walmart is shit. True. Absolutely. He ain't wrong.
Well, you expect billion-dollar companies to do a little better.
You don't say. I don't know. In Amazon's defense, it was their shipping, not their shipping partner, but their partner store located in China that did this to me. The only way that I could get any recourse without actually shipping the thing back to China, which I'm not going to do, was to contact them using Amazon's chat service that's manned by a robot of some sort that relays the messages back and forth between the two parties. And the party in question said that they were sending me a replacement. It should be here in 18 to 30 days, 15 to 30 days, some shit like that. So it'll be here sometime next year. And It will probably be shipped in a sack, and it probably will arrive in just as bad a shape or worse than the one I already got. So thought Walmart was your first date with Mike and Jamie. No. Walmart is extra shit. I was Bud Bundy. Now I'm turning into Al. I would like to see a Married with Children reunion movie where Bud is Al.
Oh, it'd be great. I don't think that kid's been on television since, though.
No. Love TV Tunes was sing All in the Family with my boss at karaoke. He could barely sing, and he was laughing so hard when I did Edith. Oh, did you do it in Edith's voice? Got to do it in Edith's voice.
Those were the days.
Gee, I'm all the sour and gray. I miss Kmart too. Kmart was the shit.
Me and my wife were just talking about that today. Like Kmart used to be an event. Like I remember like back in the 80s going with my grandmother and my mother, and like there's a restaurant in the middle of the Kmart where you'd sit down and order in and keep shopping. Like it was a whole thing. Like
I remember the blue light specials. I remember there were toys sold in Kmart you couldn't find anywhere else. Remco collections.
Yeah, they had all of them too. Like you go into the aisle, they'd be stacked. I remember even the staff being friendly, where like as a kid, we were like looking for a certain Ninja Turtle, and the guy'd go in the back and get the whole box of them from the back, happily dig in there to find you the one you wanted.
Yeah,
those days are long gone. Long gone.
Yeah, try that shit now. Try that in Target.
No.
Oh. See, you knew who you were then. Girls were girls and men were men. Yep, those were the days.
Yeah, you didn't the meatheads in my chair again, the dang Jefferson kid in the
I knew a kid from school who took his girl on a date to Kmart's food court.
That one was the bomb. I'm sorry. I remember getting good crap there.
In high school, that would have been a date, Jack.
Right.
My wine is gone now, too. Spill the wine, take the girl. Meathead.
Yeah, the meathead. He really did grow up to be a meathead.
He is a meathead in real life.
I can't stand him.
Cabbage Patch Kids. I remember the Cabbage Patch Kid craze where moms and grandmas were in there beating each other's ass in the aisles of the store to try to get the one lone last left Xavier Roberts Cabbage Patch doll.
Got Shoplifter Rick. Oops, sorry about that. Shoplifter Rick at it.
Oh, you are. Naughty, naughty, naughty.
Now I got to know, what'd you take?
Yeah, what did you steal, Rick? What is Johnny saying here? Faustino's done loads of TVs and animation, still working. He was in his years animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle films.
Wow.
Woolworth's lunch counter. Boom. You just made the smell come into my mind.
Yeah, no kidding.
Member berries. Absolutely. iMart is where the AWA figures was, and the Hercules Remco. Kmart. Yes, that's where you could buy the Remco figures. And the nearest Kmart to me was in South Haven. No, it was in Memphis, but it was right. I want to say Whitehaven, in the Whitehaven section of Memphis. And let me ask you a question, Joneser.
Yes, sir.
So if the nearest store selling a toy that you wanted was 75 miles away, what was the percentage chance that some adult would just pack you up in the car and take you up there just so they could buy that for you?
Yeah. Not happening.
No. So that's why I never got, back in the day, a Warlord figure or a Hercules figure or an Arak Son of Thunder figure that I wanted really, really bad because I saw the comic ads. So yeah, but I made them. I made Origins figures of them, so I got that now. Remember hiding a vinyl record under he stole a vinyl record by hiding it under his shirt. Yeah, I could just see that. Shirts in the shape of a record there. Nothing here.
In a
Nothing
red
to see.
shirt disguised as the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh,
That's awesome.
I hope I didn't accidentally put you in timeout there, George. I've always wanted to try an automat. Let me know if you got put in timeout. I hit the side over there where the three little dots are, and that thing came up, and I tried to make it go away. I hope I did. Like Kmart, like iMart better than Kmart. Okay, yeah, well, I meant Kmart.
I don't know how to check.
Is there any Kmarts left? That's all they had in town. I grew up in Kmart was the place. Speaking of putting people in timeout by accident, I think I did that to the poor Duchess of Darkness.
He's there. You did do that to her.
Are there any Kmarts left? No, I think Kmart is completely gone out of business. They're gone.
There's one that looks like a ghost town, or the closest city to my house, and the Kmart's still there, but there's
nothing in there. It's just an empty lot with the old Kmart
shell of lost.
They tore the one down that was in Whitehaven. Oh, Rolando Flores is coming to join us. Hey, Rolando, glad to see you, man. I had to get a Cabbage Patch Kid Koosas. What the hell is that? I get pets for the Cabbage Patch Kids for my niece for Christmas. I thought I was going to get mugged over a damn doll. Eesh. Okay, so I didn't put him in timeout. Thank God. Okay.
Well, he was shoplifting, so I mean, he kind of
not George.
If he didn't get a timeout then he definitely deserved it from you now.
That pop actor Rick was the thief, not George.
I swiped stuff when I was a kid too. I'd stick things in my pockets and run out the door. I was a city kid though. You do that in a small town, you're an idiot. Johnny, I know your mother, Johnny. Where are you going?
Okay. Little Bill went down to the drugstore downtown one time.
Yes.
And they had a comic rack in there. One of those Hey Kids comics,
You're after my own heart, Bill.
So I didn't have any money. So I'd go in there and just read the comics until they threw me out, right? All right. Do you remember a Disney movie called The Cat from Outer Space?
I do.
All right. I think it was Gold Key Comics that were doing those things at the time, if I'm not mistaken. But there on the shelf was a Gold Key comic adaptation of Disney's The Cat from Outer Space for the grand old price of 35 cents. If I'm not mistaken, it might have been 60 at the time, but I think 35 cents is probably the right price, maybe 40. I had $0 in my pocket.
So you're a little short.
I wanted that comic really, really, really bad. Picture, if you will, the way it's set up. Here's the store. Behind the store is an alleyway that comes out over here. So the front door, you come out, main street, side street, goes past that alley and down to where my house was. Nobody looking. Comic. And then this is kid logic at work, folks. Instead of casually walking towards the door and maybe buying a malt or something on the way out, what did I do? I beelined it for the door and ran outside the door and ran around the side of the building. Mr. Haynes owned that store. And Mr. Haynes was like, why did he just run out that door? So Mr. Haynes went out the back door of the drugstore and down the alley and caught me as I was running past him.
The old Princer maneuver. Cornered you.
Got that comic away from me. Oh. And gave me the lecture of my life. And then went and told my daddy what I did.
Get a whipping?
I got my ass tore up, and then I had to go and apologize. And God Almighty, yeah. And I didn't go in that. I didn't go in the drugstore for a long time after that. Poor Bill. But guess what? That kind of cured my ass of thievery. I can tell.
I was gonna say, did you ever steal anything again?
No.
Then it wasn't that bad of a punishment. You actually learned something.
I remember when that stupidness of Cabbage Patch Kids craze, hated them. They were cute. They could stay in the patch. Little Bill, you know, well, there was Big Bill and there was Little Bill. Little Bill got his ass whooped by Big Bill.
You know, that's the thing, you know, as a parent nowadays, in the old days, they had that, you know, wait till your father gets home. Somebody's going to lay the strap to you, boy. You're going to learn some manners. You're going to learn some respect. Now you even yell at your kids. They like put them in therapy and give them a lawyer and then emancipate themselves from you.
Do you know what a razor strap is?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My grandfather had one.
Mm-hmm. So did my daddy.
Effective.
No, I'm not a saint, man. I never have been a saint. Never have said I was one. I try to be good, but sometimes I be bad.
What movie is that?
I haven't thought of that movie in a long time. That would be The Cat from Outer Space. Makes me kind of want to watch it.
You know, I've been going through a bunch of comic books. I think I saw one. If I find one, I'm mailing it to you.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I can always look at that and remember get my ass whipped.
I got a bunch of Gold Key stuff, and they had some weird Disney stuff, like the computer.
They did. I think they did Uncle Scrooge comics back then too.
Yeah, I got a bunch
those
of them.
Shit.
Those are cool.
I got the belt and the wooden spoon. The wooden spoon. God, I can remember the wooden spoon. My mother, on the other hand, whipped with the fly swatter. And not the flippy flappy end of it either. The other end that was made out of metal. My mother was the hitter. My dad was too busy working over the road trucker.
Yeah, the dynamic is different. Different families, Mama had to be the hitter probably because Daddy wasn't there to do the hitting by default.
Yeah, I ended up being the disciplinarian that did the whipping in my house when my daughter was growing up. And yes, I used a paddle, a wooden paddle that was in the shape of a paddle. No more than 3 licks. When the crying's over with, we get a hug and we understand why we got a whipping. The end. Always willful disobedience was the only thing I ever whipped my child for. And do we know what the term willful disobedience means, Joneser?
Absolutely. When they know they're wrong, even they know it.
Yeah. When you have done something that you know is wrong, it merits a whipping. OBS says her mama liked hitting. I never liked to hit. When I was a kid, this is going to hurt me worse than it hurts you. I always thought bullshit. That's not true.
You find that out when you're the parent.
Yeah. I wouldn't do this stuff today, even as a kid. Security cameras, detectors at the door. Back then, it was just a warning on paper. Now, back then, the police were never involved in dumbass shit like that. Now, poor kid can get a record just for stealing a piece of candy or some stupid shit.
I remember I got caught stealing out candy or a donut or something and a box of them and had to walk them back to the store and apologize and give them back.
I don't care. I'd rather be hit than the mental shit that I'm scarred with.
Right.
Mental shit that we're scarred with. New subject of the day. Are you scarred with any mental shit? I am.
Yep. For sure. They're still trying to find the right amount of
parents. Yeah. The store would call your parents back then. Well, usually the people in a small town, I don't know about the city or the shitty, whatever you call it, but in a small town, your parents probably went to church with the guy that owned the store or hung out with them or knew him personally or damn fuck went to school with them back when they were kids.
Or if you're really young, might be the cops freaking your daddy's friend from high school.
Oh, I remember one time I stayed out past the street light. That's a no-no right there. When the street light comes on, your ass needs to be in the house. Well, I don't know where I was or what I was doing. I can't remember that. But I do remember that I was out past the street light. Mama called the police and said that I wasn't home yet. And so we called him the town constable back then because we only had one police officer. He got in his car and he found my ass roaming in the streets. He stuck me in the car and drove me home and dumped me out to my mother. And as she was beating the shit out of me, he drove away.
It's a real F around and find out generation. We were taught proper.
Back then, calling parents was worse than calling cops. Oh God, yeah, I can remember that in school. You get a whipping at school, somebody in the front office would call your mama, and when you got home, she'd give you a whipping, and when your daddy got home, you get another one. So one whipping at school equals 3 whippings in total.
It's whipping math.
See, moving on down the chat here. Had to go home when the street lights came on. That's a tip off right there. Best to be home as the street lights were coming on, or just a little bit before the street lights come on. Parents, all music fans' parents were the police. That's gotta suck. That's got to suck balls. Any tales of the days in California, the lazy days of being a surfer dude there, Joneser? back in the day?
Yeah, too many. I was a different cat back then. Played drums in the rock band. Ditch high school, go surfing. Laid back California boy. And
Hippies,
yeah,
long hair.
we got into all kinds of mischief. But here's the thing: like, I would be running around the city doing crazy shit, and my parents, they wouldn't know where I was. They wouldn't know what I was doing. They didn't know nothing about it. If my kids go out, I can look at my phone and I could put up my kid's name and I can look on a Google Maps and I could see right where he is at any given second, at any given time. Could you imagine if your parents had that power over you, Bill?
I'm like Pop Actor. There weren't iPhones back in those days, but our parents could track us.
That old-fashioned way, they see your footprints and smell your fear.
Dude, people in town would be telling on your ass. The creepy old lady down the street's friends with your mama. You know what your son's doing? I'm looking at him right now. And then you'd come your happy ass home and your mom would say, well, what did you do today? That's not what I heard.
Right. Here's a pro tip for a parent too. If you're a kid watching or if you're a parent parenting, 9 times out of 10, when a parent asks a kid a straight up question, parent already knows what the answer is. He's just trying to wait and see what the kid says.
Mm-hmm. Never ask a question that you don't already know the answer to. That also I hope there aren't any kids watching because they don't need to know our secrets, but that also makes them think that you're omniscient or something. I can remember somebody calling me on the phone one time saying, I see your daughter up here at Waffle House. Oh, okay. Called my daughter on the phone. I said, how's Waffle House? It tastes pretty good. How you know I'm in Waffle House? I can see you, but you can't see me. Click.
Mental gymnastics.
Fun times. All Music Fan 88's parents acted like the police. They weren't the police. There was always the one snitchy old lady. Everybody had one.
Right.
We had fun sending pizzas to people. I never did that. We didn't have a pizza delivery place when I was growing up. No such thing.
I never did that, but I did the ding dong ditch or the TP someone's house type shenanigans. Definitely got into some of that.
I think we actually.
You ever do the prank call?
Did the prank calls? We did prank calls. We also
no caller ID.
There wasn't any caller ID. Ring. Grocery store. Yeah, you got Prince Albert in the can? Yeah. You better let him out. He'll suffocate.
Classic.
Oh,
I like how they brought him back in the Simpsons.
We also did that. We also did the shit in a paper bag and set it on fire and ring the doorbell and run across the street and hide in the bushes. Watch them stomp it out.
Classic. Shenanigans. See, kids nowadays don't get into the same shenanigans we used to get into.
No. And if they did, they would go to jail.
Right.
We committed at least 5 felonies a day when we were growing up, I think.
Arson with his own fecal matter. It was terrible.
Yeah, the calls were funny until caller ID.
Exactly.
Or star 69. Star 69 call you back.
I remember when that was like the dope trick. Like you knew that you could get them. Did you just call my house? I know where you live.
There was a guy that lived across the street from me. I won't call out his name. His first name was Jimmy. Let's just say. And Jimmy and I were at my house. He was spending the night with me, and it was like, I don't know. Back then, if you spent the night at somebody's house, there was no rest all night long. You stayed up all night long, bullshitting and playing.
Damn right.
And so we're in the living room in the dark, and we got the phone book out. Just find a random number and call it. And Jimmy had the phone in his hand. This old lady answers the phone, and this cat goes. He just sits there breathing in the phone.
That's creepy.
He puts a whole down receiver.
I'll tell you what, I can tell you the most annoying phone call I ever had in my entire life. I was in high school. I was probably like 11th grade, you know. I get this, and you reminded me of it with the whole if you're at a slumber party or whatever, you don't sleep. I think this is the same true for girls as well, because these girls call and they're like, "Are you Joneser? Are you Anthony? Are you the Joneser?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And my friend likes you. Okay, who's your friend? You know, and I mean, you can imagine as a kid at that age, that's kind of irritating. You're like, look, he ain't gonna tell me who you are. I ain't even gonna talk to you. Hang up. I would get this call, I don't know, a couple times, and I finally figured out what had happened. Some ex-girlfriend put my phone number up on the bathroom wall.
Oh, for a good time call.
Well, you know, they knew who I was. I never did figure out who that was, but it was just funny because it's like the typical, you know, got your number on the bathroom wall.
I would have killed for that phone call, LOL.
Right. That was the most irritating phone call I was ever on in my life. What's your name? T. What's your friend's name? T. Where are you? T. I will come
I can only
right now. Where are you?
All right, I'm gonna put a bug in somebody's ear here. I can only imagine what Johnny Sorensen's AI is going to do with this wonderful story.
Those will be great.
If you want to see the tales of hard shitting heroes, you need to go over to Johnny Sorensen's channel and watch my interactions with the Hulk Hokum, the teller of stories of lies, the stories that aren't true. We stayed up all night on the weekends, and Sunday was the worst. So tired, and school was on Monday. No. Saturday night, start out playing Dungeons and Dragons or something stupid that lasts all night long.
Monopoly.
And then you finally get to bed. It may be 3, 4 a.m. in the morning when you finally pass smooth out. You can't stay awake any longer. 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, your ass has got to get up and go to goddamn church. Oh yeah, mama's gonna get you up. You're gonna go to church. Come stumbling in at church and sit on that back row, about ready to fall out of the chair, going to sleep. Oh yeah.
Those skills came in handy later, though, Bill. Like when you grew up, you were the guy that would go out and party all night, still get up and go to work.
Party all night long and party all night long and not even go home. Just go to work with a wristband still on your wrist.
Right. This is just different. See a kid do that now. Go out, party all night, and then get up, show up for work. Here to drive the forklift, man.
Driving a forklift. Boy, I tell you what, I had to drive a forklift just the other day. They don't like it when I drive. Yeah.
You get pretty good if you do it long enough. I can pick up a dime with a forklift.
Oh yeah, you can. I zoom up and down the we call it the street where the forklifts goes. You know, we got manufacturing over here and manufacturing over here, and you got the street in between them. Don't run out in front of me. Don't do it. I'm going fast. OSHA probably kill me.
I'm OSHA's wet dream. I'm always too slow. Watching my corners, center of gravity on the lift. Careful. Precise.
Do you wear your seatbelt? Do you wear your seatbelt, Jones?
Nobody wears their seatbelt on that thing. Unless OSHA's there. Oh shit.
I'm waiting because we've got 3 forklifts at work, and the one we've got's a piece of shit over there in CNC. The seatbelt doesn't work. but it does dangle. The horn doesn't work. So, you know, you're supposed to beep the freaking horn and as you're going around corners and through doors and shit like that. A lot of times I'm just screaming, beep!
I learned on the one where the lever got stuck. So if you lifted, it would just lift forever until you stopped it.
I would call people and pretend I was the medical center to tell them their test results over the phone. Ooh, that can get bad right there. Some people will freak out. I got one for you. I was working for this guy. I'm afraid to call people's names because, you know, these people exist. Anyway, I was working for this guy and he was like a freak. Okay. He was funny as hell. And we were at the dirt mall. Do you know what a dirt mall is?
I do not.
All right. You know, there's the fancy mall on this end of town that's got all the cool stores in it. And then there's the dirt mall down here that's got all the shitty stores in it. And it's got the really, really bad part down on one end that nobody goes to. Well, there was a bench down there and there was a dude sitting on a bench doing this shit here. And this guy I worked for, he said, look at that dude down there. And I said, yeah. He said, watch this. And he goes down there and he we know what you're doing. And just turned around and walked off. Man, that dude freaked smooth out. We would call random and just start talking and chit-chatting. I've done that before.
Just go on the phone book and try to find like the dumbest name to call. You know, hey, we're calling Gaylord Stevens. Hey, is Gaylord here? This is Gaylord speaking.
Johnny Sorensen.
Real time.
I love when the forklift brakes don't work and you just drive into concrete walls and jar all your damn bones. I don't think I've ever had that happen. Have you, Jones? Or
I'm wondering if that's some real life experience.
Sounds like it. Sue Studio can forklift the hell out of every one of us. That's the truth.
I heard she rode for 20 years.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that Sue Studio could out forklift me, you, and everybody else in this room, including you, Johnny Sorensen.
If she knows the dime
fucking
trick.
hurts for days. It hurts for days when you fork. So elaborate on that, Johnny. So you drove the forklift and it didn't have any brakes, and so you just drove into a concrete wall to stop. You didn't just let off the you didn't know the brakes didn't work, so you didn't just let off the gas and coast to a stop before you hit the wall.
All I know is that had to be a jarring stop, and especially if he didn't have the seatbelt on.
I would think if you didn't have the seatbelt on, that you would hit the wall.
Probably shortly after the steering wheel in front of him would be my guess.
Oh, right in the chest.
Yep, that those steering wheels are right up on you. So I imagine it'd be like a not pleasant experience.
That'd be a hell of a stop. Drove them for about 3 years. Someone parked it next to the wall and left the key in it. Challenge accepted. Begin.
Can she lift the dime?
I bet she could. I would put money on her. Nowhere else to go but a wall. I can't wait to see what Johnny's next AI creation is going to be. That's where it was, and didn't even use the gas pedal.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I remember I took the forklift class so I could become a licensed forklift operator.
Yeah, I got one of them. I think I get one every 3 years.
Yeah, I've got to go next year and get mine renewed. But you spend an hour in the classroom watching some video about driving forklifts, and then about 15 minutes of the cat showing the video to you talking about driving a forklift. And then you go out and see, this is at the community college. So they got a brand new Toyota forklift back there that's never been
You
used
got
for
to do the
anything.
test. You got to pick up the thing and park it. And yep.
And the rule was that your foot was never to touch the gas pedal. Just let it roll on its own.
That's a little different.
You don't need to touch the gas. Just let it. You keep your foot on the brake, and if you let off the brake, it goes forward. If you let on the brake, it stops. Sue Studio says she could pick up $1 bill with a forklift.
I don't know about. I don't. I've never tried to do that. I imagine it works the same way. Or is the dollar
Pretty
bill
much like a dime, but it's a $1 bill. Can you pick up $1 bill?
I cannot. I made many dollar bills driving it for a while, but I can only pick up the dime.
I would not want to get Sue Studio mad when she was on floor. I wouldn't either.
That's not get anybody mad on a forklift.
When is the next spotlight night? I can tell you what the next spotlight is going to be. Flash. Dun, 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 dun. Ah!
He's king of the universe.
He's the king of the impossible, too. King of the universe.
He saved every one of us.
I can't tell you when it's going to be because I'm going to work with Johnny Sorensen, and we got to work a little harder together on this. What I'm going to do, Johnny, is I'm going to give you an outline, and then you can work up the PDF file from this outline. Because what we and this is my fault, all my fault, not Johnny's, my fault. When we did the Lone Ranger, we focused on the history of the character of the Lone Ranger and how he came to be in the radio show and the books and the comics and TV show. But we didn't focus on the lore of the, I mean, we touched on it, but we didn't really go deep into it. So I ended up doing a Friday show where I explored the lore of the Lone Ranger, where I kind of did what kind of should have been in that spotlight show, and that's the way I want to do the Flash. I want to talk about Flash's history, then we'll talk about the media he appeared in, and then we'll talk about the lore of Flash, who he is, and what sport he played. Do you know what sport Flash Gordon played?
Football.
Nope.
Oh. He wasn't a football star
in the movie, but not in
that's
his
what I know.
Experience.
That's the one I know.
I want to continue with this because I'm having fun now. What sport did Flash Gordon play, Jones? Or start naming some shit.
Well, you did not accept my original answer of football, so I'm going to guess that's not the one you want. I'm going to go with baseball.
Nope.
Boxing?
Nope.
Hockey?
Nope.
Tennis?
Nope.
When was this thing printed?
I want to say Flash Gordon appeared probably in the 20s or the 30s.
Okay, old-timey sports. Has to be baseball, boxing. I don't even know what else they did back then.
All right, let's looking at the chat. Looking at the chat here, we got football, no. Rugby, no. Prince Albert, no. Cricket, no. Spaceballs, no. Golf, no.
Women's volleyball. That's what it is.
Wrestling, no. No. I don't think anybody's going to guess this. If you know what it is, then it's because you read Flash Gordon. Yep. All right. You give up
I do.
polo.
Marco.
Polo player. World famous polo player.
They had world famous polo players.
Talk to Alex Raymond, but you'll have to do it through an Ouija board because he did. Apparently, polo was a much bigger sport back in those days than it is now in the United States.
Is it water polo?
No, it's a horse with a big mallet. Hit the ball.
Got you.
Can I send you a shared template and you can fill it in on Canva? Yeah, you can do that. I can try. I don't know a whole lot about Canva, leaving me to edit it. Yeah, we can do that, Johnny. We'll have to coordinate some on that.
I got Canva. I'm actually not too bad on it.
That was good. If you do a two-parter, that's cool. I may do it that way as well. I may let Johnny do the history stuff, and I'll do the lore. Badminton, no. I missed a lot of this. Name 2 English ones and didn't think of polo. Yeah. It's just PowerPoint with colors. Yeah. I can do PowerPoints. I think I've got something here. What I need to do, I guess I need to go ahead and I guess they still have it. There's a free version of the Microsoft stuff called Open Office. I guess that's still around. I need to get a copy of that installed over here on the old computer. God, I need a new computer, Joneser. This laptop is getting old as hell.
Gotta get one.
Got to get the monies. I'm nowhere near $1,000.
Yeah, we'll just save our pennies.
Yeah, Superman would agree with me that polo is dangerous.
Oh, I'm sure of that. I've seen where they freaking send that. What is it, a disc or a ball or what's in that thing?
It's a ball. They hit a ball with a mallet. It's like, I don't know. I guess it's like croquet on a horse. You ride a horse with this huge mallet in your hand, smacking a ball.
Yeah, it's got to be like the most difficult, dangerous sport on earth. That's probably why they don't do it anymore.
Oh, they do it. They still play
it. They still do this?
Oh, yes. And the movie Pretty Woman, they went to a polo game.
Oh, that's right.
And one of the things that you have to do is go out on the field with your pretty dress on if you're a woman, and your I don't know, $1,000 Italian suit and shoes, and go out there and press the divots back in the ground.
Right. I remember it from the movie.
It's the horse that can kill you. Yes, horses can hurt. Yeah. Well, it's an hour 34 minutes, and we're kind of spitballing here, Joneser. You want to play some ducks?
Well, I had one question, and then we can quack away. But what kind of sports did you like to watch when you were younger, Bill, or any?
I wasn't a big sports fan, but is wrestling a sport? Yes, it is, and I watched that religiously. I like to watch boxing when it came on TV. We didn't have pay-per-view or anything like that back in those days, but I can remember the Leon Spinks fight with Muhammad Ali. Me and my dad would watch that.
Nope.
Thank you, OBS. You just gave me $25.
Computer fund.
Very, very good. Thank you so much for that. That is awesome. For the computer fund. Yep. Earlier today, I Like Salt gave me $10 during the members only live stream. If I remember correctly, he was drinking beer at the time. It's probably why he's not here now. He's probably beered on out. Old time wrestling was a sport. The crap
Darn
they
right.
call WWE now is just entertainment. I agree
Darn
with that.
right. I agree completely.
But
I like anything where I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say I did watch a little football, and I was into baseball back when Pete Rose was a baseball player. Before he got caught betting on his own games, throwed out of baseball for life.
I don't remember watching a lot of Pete Rose, but I've seen a lot of film, and he played that game like he was angry at the world, and I think that really showed in his style of how he played the game.
He was a damn good baseball player.
Yep.
An All Music fan was a bowler. He bowled in leagues since he was a kid. Bowling. He put these emoticons up here: baseball, basketball, football, bowling, and hockey.
As far as sports, I liked watching anything where people fought or pretended to fight. Like I was in, if they set up a ring or poles or whatever, and people were going to slap each other or whatever. You ever watch these? Okay, here's a newer one. This is how mindless I can be. You ever watch these ones where people put the powder on their hands and then they just stand there and the guy just slaps them in the face, and then the next dude's got to sit there and he's got to wait for it.
I think you can watch that on YouTube now. The strongman stuff. Now, I remember when that was a big thing to watch on, I don't know, one of these cable channels where like some big, huge Swede or something would come out and pick up like granite balls and big logs and
throwing kegs over the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I even remember when bowling would be on TV. Do you remember Wide World of Sports?
Absolutely.
Was it the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat? And it was all the agony of defeat was always that scare wiping out going down the slope. I thought wrestling was real as a kid. Look,
it's still real to me.
The thing about that was you never knew when the son of guns were shooting and when they weren't. So there was always that little bit of doubt back there in the back of your mind.
Right. Well, they didn't they weren't all on YouTube telling all the secrets. You didn't know.
No, kayfabe was the thing. It was real. And well, I was watching Dutch the other day, and they were talking about that time that our buddy Stan Hansen, you know what I'm talking about, of the big old wad of chewing tobacco and most of it dripping down the front of his face.
I love me some Stan Hansen.
I wish I could show the footage of this, but I cannot. So he's wrestling some jobber in the ring, and I don't know whether the jobber meant to do this or not. But all of a sudden, Stan Hansen picks this poor idiot up and throws him face first out of the ring into the front row of the crowd and jumps on top of him and goes, "Nobody potatoes me!"
Jeez.
You think that wasn't real?
Man. No, it get real quick. Just like anything in life.
Rodeos.
I mean, it's a work and it's a event, but it's like you still got to know how to protect yourself. You still got to know what to do. I mean, if you get in there and it's the other guy knows what to do and you don't, you better hope he cooperates.
Used to bowl a lot when I was in high school. The Battle of the Network Stars. Now, I remember that very distinctly. Is that before your time, Jones? Or?
It might be. I think of me more of the American Gladiators. That was my time.
Battle of the Network. So that's where they would take the big stars of television at the time, and they would do stuff like American Gladiator type stuff. And
Ninja Warrior now.
American Ninja Warrior. I never understood why they called it that. There weren't ninjas.
Nah. What's in a name? They were barely turtles too.
American Gladiators.
It was. I even remember some of the names. It's like there's no way that guy's mom named him Turbo.
I also remember Circus of the Stars. That's probably way before your time, Jones. Do you remember that?
No.
They would take TV stars and they would train them to do some circus acrobatic thing, and they would have the Circus of the Stars, and they would show that on primetime television. American Ninja. Can't stand the commentary.
They had the ones out. This is probably definitely not a sport, but it's totally entertainment. When they'd have the it was like the Japanese sports, but then they'd overdub it in English. And it was like, oh, this is Kenny Blankenship and Vic Romano, and the people run across the freaking little dippy things and fall and hit their face. And
I remember that too. And
don't get eliminated.
Figured you think he remembers the Circus of the Stars. They put them in circus acts. That would be perfect now because they're all ass. OBS for the win, everybody. You win the internet, OBS. Whoever watched sumo wrestling match, I never saw that on TV. No,
on YouTube.
And you
know, the Earthquake dude. What's his name? WWE. You can see him on YouTube in a real life sumo match.
Over in Japan?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. I was vaguely aware that our stars of wrestling would go to Japan and wrestle. But I never, back in the kid days, we never saw those wrestling matches from over there in Japan. Those epic shit that went on over there. You have to go to YouTube to see that stuff nowadays. But
right,
man, there was some shit that went on over there in Japan that would curl your toes. And Miss Carol has shown up. Hello there. I figured you'd be over there at the clubhouse. Ozzy and them been playing over there. I might go over there after this show's over with. You want to go over there and raid Ozzy's clubhouse, Joneser?
You know, I think I'm about spent, Bill, but I'll catch you in after stream or whatnot. And
gotcha. All right. Well, I'm going to play some ducks here, and we're going to think about tomorrow's show as we kind of wax poetically here towards the end. So let's get the ducks going, and I will let Jones tell us what he's going to be up to in this next week.
You know, I'm not even sure. We got a turtle wagon. I've been experimenting with some shorts and with the grinding the gears thing, and we'll see what happens.
Well, I think I'm going to wet the whistle tomorrow with a little G.I. Joe. Are you going to be able to join me or not, Jones?
I don't think I can. Anyway, I'll catch you up once we get out there here.
Well, that'll give me a good opportunity to actually try going directly through OBS, because I won't have a guest on, and I'll be able to stream that way. We'll set the streams go a little better. You guys join me and help me in that regard, and we'll do a kind of a G.I. Joe or whatever else is on this table left over from the last time I dug everything out. We went through the crap table on Friday. I think I'm going to start doing a Friday show intermittently, not necessarily every week, but I'm going to call it the Friday Chill, where I'm just going to chill out and play with my toys. You can catch me on Instagram always. I lurk over there in the Facebook Over 18 Motu group that's run by Alex and Mike C. Sometimes you can even see Pop Actor Rick occasionally over there. And I'm always over here on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. And I hope to see everybody again soon. As I say, good journey to you, and good journey to you, sir, Mr. Jones. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Bill.
Special thanks to the channel supporters. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like, subscribe, and share the video.